Imagine a killer who does not flee. Instead, he moves in. This story begins not with a scream, but with a quiet, creeping dread. Weeks before the end, a maid at Hinterkaifeck, a remote farmstead in rural Bavaria, quit her job. She was terrified, haunted by the slow, deliberate tread of footsteps in the attic when everyone should have been accounted for. She heard whispers in a language she could not understand. Something was already there, hiding in the shadows of the house. On the afternoon of March 31st, 1922, her replacement arrived. A new maid walked toward the lonely farm, her boots wet with thawing snow. A cow lowed in the barn, the front door groaned open, and as she stepped inside, a profound silence settled over the property. By nightfall, she and 5 members of the Gruber family would be dead, their bodies discovered days later in the hayloft and inside the house. But the most disturbing part of this story begins after the violence ended. The killer did not vanish into the night. He stayed. For days, he lived in the house of the dead. He lit their stove and cooked their food. He fed the livestock, milked the cows, and let their dog run in the yard. He walked the creaking floorboards as if they were his own, a phantom master of a silent home. In the snow, investigators would later find a single trail of footprints leading from the dense woods to the farmhouse, and none leading away. For the next 3 days, neighbors saw smoke curling from the chimney, a calm, domestic signal from a house that should have been cold and still. The postman left letters that were never collected. A repairman came by and heard the animals moving, but got no answer at the door. When the scene was finally discovered, the hearth was still warm. A meal had been recently eaten in the kitchen. The cows were fed, and the dog was tied to a new post in the barn. The crime scene was not a static moment frozen in time. It was a living space, occupied. The killer had seamlessly adopted the family's daily routine, moving among his victims with an unhurried, almost peaceful resolve. The horror of Hinterkaifeck is not just the act of murder. It is the chilling intimacy of the aftermath. The idea of a stranger making your house their home long after you are gone.